Do you think just because a woman is smiling at you, that she wants to be with you, have sex, be romantically involved with you? Do you think just because a woman gives you her Facebook and be friends on Facebook or Instagram account or phone number and WhatsApp, etc., you think that now she's interested in you? This is the illusion that we often as guys live, especially when we are very young and even when we are grown up, but we are a little bit naive. I know for a fact, I've experienced myself, I've seen a lot of men often complaining about when a woman gives them the illusion that she was interested, but ultimately she was not interested. Those women are manipulative, but it's not that there is a specific category of women that is manipulative. It's not a specific category. Every woman can be manipulative, but it's not their fault, or better, it's not their responsibility. Women have the freedom and rights to take advantage of anything they want. Just because you decide to spend a few minutes or hours talking to her, she can do that. And if you want to live the illusion that ultimately you are gonna go on a date or have sex with her or get her as a girlfriend, you are the one living that illusion. You might say, well, she gave me the illusion, but no, it's your fault as a guy. It's our fault. So we have to be strong to spot that, identify women who are just wasting our time. And whose fault is that? It's our fault, man's fault. Stories like this all over the world, cases where guys have wasted their time with women they're talking to. So I'm referring to those situations where men don't get the woman at the end of the day. And of course, many times we can get women, millions other men get the woman even though she's talking, they're talking and going on dates, and several days later or weeks they might end up together. Of course, this happens all the time. If you're watching this, maybe you had all kind of situations of women wasting your time and ultimately women being with you. But one of my biggest thing that I've acquired skills, ability, is to recognize a woman who is wasting my time. Now, I don't allow anybody, not only women, to waste my time. And I'm able to spot that by being direct, straight to the point, real, honest, telling the truth. So if you want to learn how to identify a woman, a girl, she seems interested in you, or she's smiling at you. Maybe you are older than her, like in your 30s, 40s. I remember a guy, he was in his 50s talking to this beautiful girl, female dancer, professional female dancer. I think she was Asian. I was observing their body language. They were both leaning against the wall on their shoulder. She was listening to him. That's another sign. You think just because a woman is listening to you talking that you're gonna have sex with her? It's your fault if you fall into that trap. Many times women seem so into us, but we don't know. And why we don't know? Well, because we didn't ask, we didn't test, we didn't check, we didn't see, we didn't do anything to further the interaction and to escalate, to see where she's standing at. Now, I don't allow anybody and any woman to waste my time. The term time wasters refer to women. I took it from Alan Roger Curry. He was an African-American writer, coach, dating coach, considered one of the best in the seduction attraction community in the last 10 years. Very direct. He passed away in 2023, sadly. Alan Roger Curry had his own YouTube channels with thousands and thousands of followers. Previously, he had for 9 years a podcast with all the dating experts participating in his podcast. He published around 6 or 7 books. He's the author of the Mode 1 book that teaches you how to be straightforward, straight to the point, direct, real, and honest. And with this, you destroy any manipulation from women and from people in general. He was using a lot of sexual words, but he used to say you don't have necessarily use sexual words or profanity in your interaction. You can be direct and real. For example, saying, hey, I like the way you look. I would love to share your company. If she says, no, I'm married, no, I'm not interested, and walks away, that's good. That's a win. That's a win because I didn't waste my time. I can be like that in certain situations. Maybe not all situations. Now, before you go ahead and you might test this in your workspace, don't do that. You're gonna get fired. Before you do that in a club, make sure you are safe first and respect women's boundaries If she's not interested, walk away. When a woman rejects me, I walk away. I go, oh, okay, and I walk away. Thank you. I might even say, bye, thank you, thanks, and walk away. That's it. There's no other, nothing. I don't have to add anything else or be nice or cute in saying, oh, okay, so how long have you been with your boyfriend? Oh, yeah, cool, blah. Well, blah, 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 blah. I have a good day. No, I'm done. Oh. Many times a woman's smile stays there. She shows interest, is interested in me. But if I'm in a city, in a big city, and I approach a woman, I say, hey, listen, can we talk for 1 minute because I like the way you look? She goes, what? I like the way you look. I saw you from this. Where are you from? She asked me where I'm from. Now, just because a woman asks me where you from, that's another thing that all of us guys all over the planet, we think a woman asks you a question, where are you from? That she's interested in us. No, a woman smiles at me. Now I can recognize all those signs. I'm well trained. I've been practicing and testing, experimenting all over the world. I got so much experience. But you think a woman asks you a question, oh, who are you here with? That she's interested in you. A woman asks you, where are you from? She's interested. No, you think in your mind, oh, she wants me. Slow down, calm down. A woman smiles at you. You think that she's interested. Many times it depends what situation. Depends who, when, how she's smiling at you. For example, in workspace, a woman who's smiling at you excessively, she's got a beautiful smile, and she smiles at you in your workplace, stay away from her. She's a time waster. She's wasting your time. She has already a man. A woman asks you any question, who are you here with? How long are you gonna stay here? Oh, where are you from? That's just, by the way, a woman asking where are you from, that's just curiosity, like regular, everyday curiosity everyone has. A woman exchanging Facebook with you, it doesn't mean that you're gonna go on a date. Maybe you are, but many times that's not. This video is just to warn a few guys. Hopefully a few guys are gonna watch this. Leave a comment below, subscribe to this channel. I'm gonna create more videos like this. I've gathered so much knowledge in the last 17 years. I'm gonna give you everything for free on this channel. You have to pay attention who you are dealing with, who you are interacting with. When a woman smiles at you in your workplace, it's very likely she's not interested. She's not gonna, just because she's smiling at you doesn't mean anything. And she has all the rights to make you believe that you have a chance because it's in their nature and we have to accept women natures. Now, there's so much to talk about this, just on this topic, my experiences and what I've seen other guys, especially older guys. If there's some older guys watching this, don't fall into the trap of thinking that you have a chance. And by the way, when a woman also just because she spends several minutes with you talking and listening to your deep conversation, you're gonna believe the illusion you have her, that you're gonna have sex with her. Especially older guys in their 40s and 50s. And so just because she's spending some time talking to you, having a conversation in a bar or at work or in a gym or in a class, whatever you do, you live the illusion. Of course, there are many situations, maybe whoever is watching this has, where you were talking to a woman, an attractive female, younger, maybe 25 years old or 23 or 27 or 30 or 33, and you thought that you had a chance. But not only the guys in their 40s, 50s or 60s, but also guys in their 20s and 30s. I've seen many times, for instance, stories from other guys that I was noticing, observing. They were having an interaction with the female. I remember this guy, I think he was maybe South African, he was black, and he was interacting with this very attractive, beautiful woman. Later I found out she was Greece, not young, probably around 40 years of age, but she was so good, man, so good looking and gorgeous. She was brunette from Greece, great body, so gorgeous. And this guy was a nighttime, was in a club on board of a cruise ship. We were on a cruise ship. Yes, on cruise ships, those things do happen, like manipulation from women and naive guys believing that they're almost about to get the woman. Just like on land, in everyday life, any regular places. I was observing these guys. So in the club that night, in that club, on cruise ship that night, only few people in the club, was music going on, the DJ, was dark, was lighting, it was a bar, I was by the bar with some other guys, and I was observing this beautiful Greek female working on board with this other guy from South Africa, also a worker on board, and everybody was thinking, oh, now they're about to hook up. Also, the perception outside, people believe, oh, they're gonna hook up. This woman came to the bar to order something. Other guys were like trying to interact with her. And then that guy was waiting for her. The South African black guy was waiting. And he also came to the bar because he was jealous that those other guys were stealing the woman, making a scene with those other two guys. And then ultimately, again, the Greek woman and this black South African guy went back to the place drinking and talking, and she was laughing and he was acting all cool. And in my mind, I also thought, okay, they're gonna hook up, they're gonna, have sex or whatever. Then the next day, I remember I was walking behind this woman because we were walking, we meet people on a ship all the time. It was with another co-worker, female. They were both like officers, on board of the ship, and she was complaining about this guy last night. She was complaining about something else, and then she had, just like that, the guy last night, that idiot, that imbecile, he thought I was gonna have sex with him just because we were drinking together. And she was so mad and upset because this guy probably was hitting on her, was upset because he probably bought her drink. And that's the man's fault. That's man's fault. It was another ship, another contract. This time was a British guy talking to a female dancer I already mentioned. This British guy, musician in his 50s, was talking to this British, I think it was a Japanese-American female dancer, gorgeous. And they were by the wall, and she was listening to him attentively, and he was talking deep. And I could tell, oh, he's now concentrating on this woman 100%. He's talking serious and deep. I could tell it was too attractive for him. But you never know. You never know what women want. And sure enough, he's just wasting his time. Wasting time is bad. The level of disappointment we experience inside. Now, I don't let that happen to me again because I'm well aware I don't waste myself. It's my fault. If I waste time with a woman, if you waste time with a woman, it's your motherfucking fault. So don't waste time just because she's listening to you every word. So I'm gonna find out by being direct and straightforward. My advice, just go honest and direct. Don't touch her if she didn't give you permission. Don't be sexual. Don't harass her. Respect the woman. If she is not interested, keep distance. You don't have any rights to touch a woman. Only because she's being friendly to you, you think you can touch her on the shoulder, on the arm. And this happens also in workspaces where the boss or manager, they think they can tap. No, you are not allowed to touch me. As a guy, you're not allowed to touch her as a woman. Yeah, so just because someone is a manager or in charge in a workplace, an office, that they can touch people or they can touch women as they work or they are collaborating on something. There's this whole game manipulation going on. Often you people, everybody in the world, they try to be social and friendly and funny because that's a vehicle that's gonna conduct them forward and eventually touch and eventually escalate and eventually make things happen. But no, I don't believe in that because a woman will laugh with you, stay with you, maybe let you pick her up and go to the bar or club, have fun and meet your friends, her friends. You're living an illusion. You're letting women waste your time. If a woman is not on the same page as you, you have an intention. If you have an intention, only in the case when you have an intention, you deep down, you desire sex with this woman. You are dreaming or visualizing you and her hugging or kissing. Your interest, your real deep interest is to connect with her romantically. Why would you want to tell jokes and talk about anything and let this woman waste your time? It's your fault. It's our fault. Now, this doesn't happen to me because I'm well trained over the years. I don't allow any woman to waste my time. I work on cruise ships. When a woman, she doesn't know me, she starts to smile excessively to me. I'm suspicious and I walk away. I ignore them. And of course, I make friends with some women who are very nice and genuine. They are sweet. I recognize when a woman is sweet. I don't like when a woman or a man, any person who is acting nice And I have this ability to recognize when people are acting nice, but they are fake. They're not genuine. They're not sweet. They are acting. It's their act they put on to achieve their objectives in everyday life. When a woman smiles at me too much, I don't go, like I used to. I remember probably 2017 on another cruise ship, because I live on cruise ship. My life, I grew up on cruise ships all over the world, more than 2 decades, by the way. Yes, I'm that old, 46, and I've been working on cruise lines, cruise ships my whole life. So I remember this Ukrainian woman, she was, I think, was working in shops or boutiques, jewelry, something like that. And we crossed a path on an alley. I made a favor to open a heavy door for her. In our mind at the time, oh, I'm gonna do a favor. So she's reciprocating something to me. And she was smiling, and she was giving this beautiful smile. As we were walking next to each other, she was smiling at me. I opened this heavy door, and now we were walking a minute together. Where are you from? What do you do? Blah, blah, blah. I touched on her arm, and she does something, and I touch her arm, and she goes, "Don't touch women." All of a sudden, in this case, this woman reacted really negatively, and I was like, comes out with what she really is, her real side. But she was right. In that moment, I got so upset. I didn't do anything. I didn't say anything. I walked away, and I never said hello to her again. I never greeted her again. And of course, I was upset. In that period was 2017, I guess, many years ago. And since then, I've trained myself. I learned more about this. And years later, of course, I looked at it back and say, okay, she was right. And since then, I don't touch a woman if she doesn't give me consent. I touch her on the arm like this for a second, and she reacts so bad. So I don't touch a woman if she doesn't give me the consent, if she doesn't show explicit interest, if she doesn't clearly 100% show signs of interest. So if she doesn't show you 100% signs of interest, keep your hands down and step away from the woman. Don't get into her personal space, and don't get in anybody's personal space, but the woman. Don't touch her here or behind her back or here. Some women are tough, like this woman in the story I told you. Some women are more aggressive and tough and straightforward and mean, like this one. She told me, but it was good that she told me. And since then, I don't touch a woman. I touch. You know what I do if I want to touch a woman? I say, can I hug you? Can I touch you? If she goes, no. Okay. If she goes, yeah, sure. I had this. Guy, this one. I've asked women if I could do anything. Would you like to step with me over there and sit on that bench? Yeah, sure. Or maybe she goes, no, that's it. I ask. So if a woman smiles at you, maybe she's not interested, probably. So don't believe that a woman smiles at you or spends time with you or talks to you or looks into your eyes and listen. She's showing interest on what you have to say. Don't leave that illusion. It's your fault. It's always our fault. It's never a woman's fault. That's their nature. You and I have to accept women's nature. Keep your hands for yourself, keep distance, and ask permission even if you, for example, even a handshake. I don't extend my arm to a woman. I ask, would you like to maybe shake hands? Believe it or not, I had a woman say, nah. What do you do? But I also had a woman extending their arms. And by the way, even when a woman extends her arms to shake your hands, that's another thing. It doesn't mean she's interested in you. Even if a woman smiles and asks you, where are you from? It doesn't mean she's interested in you. I'm gonna share everything, if possible, on this YouTube, just to create a small community. My goal here is now to get to a couple hundred subscribers, just for my own satisfaction, and hopefully I can share. My happiness is if I receive comments below from guys that find this very, very useful, to help some guys, even just a handful of guys, with this free content, and hopefully it's gonna help someone.